Alright, what's up, friends? Bob here again. We're going to run another dungeon today. We're doing a Theater of Pain 16. Got invited to this pug group, which stands for pickup group. Let's see here. Make sure I use my trinket. Yeah, don't know these people, so random group doing a 16 Theater of Pain. I do want to touch on the future of what I'm planning to do with this channel. So the few of you that are listening right now just know the channel's probably going to change eventually here once I kind of figure myself out. But looking at a format of running Mythic, sometimes by myself, sometimes with a friend, and then the plan is to also do a little bit of reading from the Bible. Um, at the very, very end. So that's the idea. Um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's grab both of these. Put this on the ground. All right, so this week the trash is not too bad. In fact, let's look at the affixes for this week. So the bosses are significantly harder. Got to keep that in mind. So anytime there's like a tank bot, like they're gonna hit me really hard, I want to make sure I'm using a cooldown to take less damage. Let's see here. All right, we also have bursting. So anytime an enemy dies, we get this stacking damage over time effect on us. So we don't want to kill too many at the same time. We want to make sure that falls off. And then finally, we do have volcanoes on the ground. Just make sure we don't stand in any volcanoes. All right, here we go. First boss. I'm going to use a damage reduction right away. Drop this. Drop this.
Run out.
Alright, we use a little more damage reduction again.
Shockwave.
Guys hit very hard. Drop another one of these. I'm going to do some damage reduction. Yeah, they hit pretty hard. Don't want to stand in any of this. The weird part about this fight is sometimes one of these casters will portal away. He's not portaling away right now. Oh, I've never had this as a tank, by the way. I've never had this guy chase me. This is interesting. See, it gets a little weird because there's two casters and there's one non-caster. All right. Want to make sure that I'm interrupting. Put this down. All right. I want to keep them grouped up because if I keep them grouped up, the group can actually do more damage to them as they're standing next to each other. This is a bit awkward. Let's see if I can interrupt this guy. I misjudged. My interrupt was not up. I want to interrupt this guy if I can. I can't. All right, got him. I'm going to bring him over to this guy. Once you interrupt a spellcaster, they can't cast spells for a bit. And so they'll run over to you rather than cast spells. So I'm going to interrupt this guy in a sec. Okay, and then I'm going to walk over. Well, this is actually kind of bad. Stun that guy. Bit of a frustrating fight sometimes. These casters. I think we're just going to settle for keeping them separate like this. Alright. Good first fight. Not too bad. Damage was pretty good. This Warlock seems to be kind of behind with damage. So something to keep in mind as we're pulling. I mean, that happens. Sometimes you get someone who doesn't pull as much damage. You know, this is a game. We're all trying to have fun. And I think it's okay to have one person that, doesn't do as much damage. They want to play the game too. So we can carry them. All right, we're gonna head to this wing first. just out of habit. I don't think there's really a right or wrong answer. We're gonna pull. In fact, we'll just keep it simple. Sometimes, if I was in chat with all these people, I might consider pulling that guy as well, that big guy. And also, if all of our damage dealers were really, really strong damage dealers, I would also highly consider pulling. So they're almost dead. I'm going to pull them now. Run out of that. Taunt him. Alright, he throws out this sword here, so you don't want to stand in that. And you know, Kuros don't want to stand in what we call fire. That's fire. That's not fire. Yeah, the blades are considered fire. You know, just in general, fire's not good. That stuff. Don't get hit by that. Interrupting roar can't stop that. That's mandatory damage. So that's damage that we are going to take.
Run.
As a warrior, you want to charge back in if you're running these reprisal legendaries. Does help you out quite a bit. Activates your legendaries. I'm gonna charge in here as well. You always want to charge in. You don't want to leap in. If you leap in, then you don't act. Then you're not using your legendary as effectively. Use your leap to get yourself out of a sticky situation. That's typically the best way to use it. Otherwise, I would recommend saving your leap for the most part. Step out of this. Move back into place. It's better if you don't move the enemies too much. The more they can stand still, the more damage your team can do. Because you see there's people behind him. The melee want to stay behind him. The reason because of that, if they stay in front of him, he can actually parry their damage. All right, we got a big pull next. This is always a fun one. Sometimes. We'll see what happens. Should be fine. I'm going to use a shield wall here just to prevent damage. Alright, I'm going to use a shield here. Okay. And I'm going to use a stun here now. Try to time out a stun so I can at least interrupt one or two abilities. That's usually pretty handy. We have to watch how fast we're killing these. See this debuff here. Maybe you saw it for a second. You'll see it on everyone here. See this red debuff? We got one stack of this damage over time effect. Deals about 1,000 damage per second. And if it doesn't fall off, it's just going to keep stacking.
Run.
Kill her. Alright. So I made a mistake there. I want to use my shield block against that unbalancing blow. Step out of this. Charge in. Get my shield block. Use more damage reduction.
Shockwave.
Move out of this. Pretty simple enemy to deal with.
Run.
Alright. Made it. What does that do? Dodge chance reduced by 100%, parry, and block chance reduced by 100%. Interesting. Actually, I've never read that before. That's good to know. So I guess... Yeah, I don't know. If I use my shield block ability, which gives me 100% block, and I have that debuff, which says you have no block, I wonder which one holds true.
Defensive.
I don't know. Alright, this guy does a brutal combo ability, and it hurts really, really bad. I have to make sure that I always have some type of damage reduction ready. Alright, he's gonna pull 2 random damage dealers out.
Defensive.
Have a shield block.
Attack totem.
Use all my damaging abilities to take this thing out. Could have 2 DPS down on the floor. Alright, should get a brutal combo. Damage reduction here.
Watch your step.
Alright. That hurts. I'm glad that mage didn't die. Oh gosh, everyone's getting hit. Alright, charge in. Or don't leap in, just charge in. Come the brutal combo, I think.
Attack totem.
Totem first.
Defensive.
Alright, now brutal combo. We use some defensives here.
Watch your step.
During this time, I don't have to use shield block because he's not hitting me at that time. All right, banner should be up. Where is it?
Totem.
Here it is. Drop this.
Defensive.
Defensive. Man, our group does quite a bit of damage to that.
Watch your step.
I believe this calculates depending on where people are. Like, everyone's next to him, he'll do this. If they're all in a row, he'll do this. Oh, that mage got hit. All right, brutal combo.
Attack totem.
Shield block. He'll be dead.
Defensive.
Okay, good fight. I'm gonna like this. I can heroic leap. It's not about a 40-second cooldown, 45-second cooldown. All right, next area we do have to be careful. There are guys. There's a lot of them. You should pull a ton. You'll kill like 5 or 10 at a time. That will get us killed. So we have to be careful about how many we pull. I'm gonna only pull a few here.
Interrupt.
Stun them. I'm gonna try to focus one down if I can. Alright, this is where we need to be careful. Everyone should be using damage reduction. Okay, we survived. That's great. I'm gonna stun and run here.
Interrupt.
We're gonna have to be very careful. Got more guys here.
Watch your feet. Shockwave.
We're gonna want to kill this because he gives health.
Interrupt.
Alright, now we can kill some of these. Because is gonna keep us alive. So when that big guy dies, he actually gives you a ton of health back. So if you kill him first, and then kill all the small guys immediately after, that damage over time effect will kind of get nullified by the healing of that big robot guy, which is nice. Where's my mouse? There it is. Awkward. Alright, these guys will be casting spells. I only want to interrupt Bone Spear. That's the only thing we need to stop. Stun. Bone Spear is a lot of damage. The other one doesn't do as much damage. So it's not as big of a deal. And it only targets me, so. And I'm the tank, so I can take that damage. Bone Spear, it'll target a random person in the party. Alright, here we go. A lot of damage goes out here, so people should be using their defenses. want to interrupt a volley. You should see a volley here in a sec. I'm going to actually stun right now. Okay. That was good. I think I got both potentially. Couldn't tell. Do we have cooldowns? We do have a Warlock cooldown, although he doesn't pull a lot of damage. We'll go left. This one's a scary one. If people don't know what they're doing, these skeleton guys, they have this knockback, and it'll knock you off the platform.
Watch your step.
That right there. So we want to watch out for that. You're always watching them. Don't want to get hit.
Watch your step.
Comes the next one. That's all I'm really looking
Watch your
for.
step.
Comes the next one. It's called
Watch your
Death
step.
Winds.
Shockwave.
This one's kind of towards me. So I'm going to move this way. Out of
Watch your
this.
step.
This one's away from me. It's nice to
Watch your
focus one of
step.
these guys down first, and then you're only dealing with one Death Wind.
Shockwave. Watch your step.
Alright, now it's much more manageable. Only one guy left. He'll periodically do a Death Wind. Here it comes.
Watch your step.
Well, he started to cast it, but he died. That's great. Next platform is similar. This one can get a bit chaotic. See another one of these knockback guys. These guys, we have to interrupt their casting.
Watch your step.
Interrupt Bone Spear. I'm going to do a frontal stun here. Interrupt that.
Watch your step.
I don't know. Okay. Kind of lost my sight for a sec there, but it worked out.
Watch your step.
Here it comes. It's always going to be in front of him like that. Interrupt that. It's probably going to die anyway, but rather interrupt it than risk it. Okay, now for the most easy boss fight for a tank. I just kind of sit there and take as little damage as possible. That's kind of it. Don't have to move, don't have to dodge, don't have to interrupt. Very simple fight. Alright, here we go. Well, I'll have to dodge That's about it.
Right. Watch your step.
Keep my shield block up. Kill I should probably drop this stuff.
Shockwave.
Let's drop it. I always want to be in melee range of the boss. If I'm not, he'll start casting some nasty spells. Not good. So here, okay, now it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna
Right.
relax, take as little damage as possible, keep my shield block up anytime it can be put up. Let me use my damage reduction abilities. I want to actually use them a little more intelligently. So if he's channeling like that, I don't really need to use a damage reduction ability because he's not hitting me or anything. So I should really only use it like now. I'll use a shield block, right? He's gonna whack me a few times. Use spell reflect, which reduces magic damage. Use a shield wall.
Watch your step.
Meleeing me. Okay, so now, okay, he should be chilling here in a sec. Shield block. I did not do a good job with that. Can yell at me later. All right, channeling. All right, shield block right now.
Watch your step.
I shield block again. Throw this down. Throw this down. Shield block.
Watch your step.
Alright, I'm going to start saving my cooldowns here, especially my DPS cooldowns. The next swing, the first couple rooms can get a little sticky, so I want to make sure I have everything ready to go when I get over there.
Watch your step.
Success. I'm going to hold on to my leap. kind of want to hold on to everything here. Now, the trash does not have a lot of health, so we should be okay. But these guys, guy with the orange circle on his head, he's a scary one. We're gonna grab these guys. I'm gonna throw down this, and we are going to do as much damage as possible. Where did he go? I'm gonna do a stun. Oh, there he is. All right, this green stuff. Do not want to stand in it. I'm gonna interrupt this. I think I missed. That's unfortunate. All right, group did a good job. Got that interrupted. All right, when I start this next pull, I gotta be better about this because these guys jump. But this spear that I have, when I throw it on the ground, if they move out of it, they get pulled back, and I prefer that. So I'm gonna open up with this spear. Here we go. All right, so now when they try to jump, see, they can't go anywhere. That's what I want. Interrupt that. Don't stand in that. Some people did. That's unfortunate. Oh, that was not meant to happen. My bad entirely. I'm gonna have an interrupt ready now. All right, do a knockback. I should have saved that knockback as an interrupt. Group is doing a really good job though, keeping things interrupted. So good on them. We got 2 interrupts right now available, so we should be okay. Yeah, you don't want this withering discharge to cast. That stuff is nasty. It really slows your group down a ton, as in how much damage you do, how much healing you do. All right, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for this patrol. We don't have to kill them. We have enough percent. We're gonna wait for him to walk by. Okay, we good. All right, there's another one of those guys. Here he is. Keep star interrupted is gonna be important. Did he die? Oh no, he's right there. See if I can spear these guys. Taunt him out of there.
Watch your step.
So this guy will shoot stuff from his rear end and his front. Our healer died. That's unfortunate. We do have battle res, so our warlock will be battle resing. A warlock will be battle resing.
Watch your step.
A warlock will be battle resing. Nope, did not. Okay. Not terribly surprising. I wasn't totally sure if they would. They're not playing as well. They're not doing a lot of damage, so they might not be as experienced. That's okay. Again, it's okay to play with people who are not as experienced. Just make sure you're kind to them, educate them, just give them the right direction, because that's how they learn. All right, next boss. not terribly difficult. Do have to watch for his. He does have a tank bop, so he'll whack me on the head here and there. I have to be careful of that. Biggest ability is he will pull everyone into him, and then he will summon these chains on the side of the room, and the chains will potentially whack us, and then do a lot of damage. So we want to careful of the tank bop. Give me a second.
Defensive.
Here it comes. Okay, called Hateful Strike. And here are the chains, so everyone gets pulled in. There it is. You move out of that ability, and we
Shockwave.
avoid these chains. Mage got hit.
Defensive.
Oh gosh, I did not have a cooldown for that. That was my bad. I'm going to use something to heal myself there.
Run.
All right, walk out of this. Where are the chains? Here they are. I see there's an opening, so I want to walk through the opening.
Defensive.
Alright, I was able to get my demoralizing shout off. Alright, here comes another pull.
Run.
This is quite often. Every time there's a pull, there are chains.
Defensive.
Oh no! This is not good. I goofed here real bad. I'm okay. Yeah, I got hit. Don't want to get hit by that. That was my bad.
Run.
Sometimes you just misjudge a little bit. Here comes a Hateful Strike.
Defensive.
There. Much less damage when I do it correctly. That's what the healer wants. And then the healer can
Run.
do more damage if I do it correctly. I do have my shield wall up. I'm going to use that
Defensive.
right now. This down.
Run.
Here comes the Hateful
Defensive.
Strike. So it's like weird timing. It's like always when those chains are. So my block does not work if my back is facing to him. So I got to make sure that I'm facing him in those moments.
Defensive.
Did that incorrectly. I used
Run.
my damage reduction too late. Bit of a chaotic boss. But we did it. GG. Alright, last boss. Plenty of time left. We got 11 minutes. We got about 1 minute of some role playing before we start the boss. I think, let me see. Year to pain. No, I've done it. Well, I've never done a tyrannical 16. I've done a 15. It took me 25 minutes and 52 seconds. So it was great. This will increase my score, which is currently 2568. This should increase it by a few points. Great thing about this boss, let's take a look. So she has an ability, it's called Reaping Scythe. This does a ton of damage. Look at that damage, it's crazy. I can actually spell reflect that as a warrior, and I don't have to take any of the damage. So I want to make sure that I'm always doing that. That is her tank bop.
Defensive.
So, wow, I was actually, sorry, totally got distracted by my cat there. All right, I missed the first one. No big deal. I'll get the next one.
Shockwave. Run. Run.
Okay.
Defensive.
Her. See, got that one. No problem. We're going to want to interrupt these, pull them in, do as much AoE as possible, take them out. Anytime she uses that tank bop, I need to have a defensive ready.
Stay away from lines.
Does way too much damage to not have one. Takes about half my health. Can't afford that. So I'm going to use a reaction here, just like that. I had a heal ability ready, so as soon as she hit me, I healed myself almost instantaneously. That's another way to deal with it. In fact, that's a very blood DK
Defensive.
way of dealing with it. I'm going to use a spell reflect
Stay
here.
away from lines.
All right. So this is a pretty intense part of the fight. It's very crazy. Um, additional abilities on top of the ones that she
Defensive.
already had. A shield wall.
Stay away from lines.
All right, so you see she's using this frontal beam. Gotta stay away from that. Also have to dodge these guys at the same time, so it gets very chaotic.
Run. Run out.
All right, you need to use
Defensive.
defensive.
Stay away from lines.
Got dodge. I did not do a good job dodging there. If I was a DPS, I'd be dead.
Defensive.
Use the shield. No damage. Boss just about dead. GG. Good dungeon. Gained 11 points. Nice. Any gear? No gear. That's okay. Thanks all. So damage wasn't the greatest, but people played relatively well. Maybe not the Warlock. Something I always look for is the number of interrupts. So this is basically when an enemy is casting a spell, am I doing something to stop it using, well, in this case, a formal interrupt, not a stun. So in this case, pummel is my interrupt. 17 interrupts. So I stopped 17 spells at least. Demon Hunter stopped 15. These two casters actually did a relatively decent job. Their ability to interrupt is much less. Like I can interrupt every, here it is, 15 seconds. I think theirs is like every 45 seconds. I would expect them to be lower in terms of interrupts. But overall, good engine. Very successful. Yeah, GG. Thanks for watching.